Afamefunna and Chibundu was married for 3 years. They had everything a young couple could have. They had the money, they have the lands, they even have cattle. They were quite happy about their life. 1 year into the marriage, nobody talked about having kids. 2 years, 3 years, and then on the 4th year, Afamefunna started becoming worried. "Why are you worried?" Chibundu, the wife, asked. "Take a look around you, my wife. We literally have everything at our beck and call, but we do not have the cry of babies, the cry of children running around this big vast of land. Who are we going to leave the land when we die? Who is going to take over our legacy? Who is going to bear my name? I need a child, even if it means having a girl child." But Chibundu consoled Afamefunna, telling him that it is God that gives children. But Afamefunna insisted on bringing in a new wife, since Chibundu can no longer give birth, or rather Chibundu is barren. But Chibundu begged and begged Afamefunna, "Please do not do this to me. I do not want to share my home with a strange woman. I don't want people to laugh at me." But Afamefunna told her that it is for the betterment of everybody. When it dawned to Chibundu, the wife, that the husband's mind has been made up, and that with or without her approval, he was going to get a new wife. So Chibundu thought of something and said, "If my husband is going to get a new wife, I will be the one to choose the wife for my husband." Which she told the husband about, and the husband agreed because he was actually looking for a child, not a companion. After some days, Chibundu set out to visit her friend Nkoli. On getting there, she told Nkoli about her plans. But before she divulged the information to Nkoli, they cooked, they ate, they were just happy because it's been a while they saw each other. When Chibundu broke the news to Nkoli, Nkoli was taken aback because she told Chibundu, "You know that I am betrothed to Nwabudike and that my marriage is in a few months' time. How do you want me to marry Afamefunna, your husband? I cannot marry Afamefunna. I do not love him. I see him as my elder brother." But Chibundu insisted and begged Nkoli to marry her husband Afamefunna. But Nkoli refused, and when Chibundu wiped away her tears, she stood up and told Nkoli to her face, "If you don't marry my husband, I am going to let everybody know the secret of yours in which you have been hiding from the villager. I will tell the villagers that you are an outcast, you are an Osu, and you know what it means for you to be an Osu. It means that you are no longer welcome into the village. The villagers will chase you out." Nkoli was so terrified. She shivered because this her secret is what only she and Nkoli know about. She thought about her parents, how her parents are going to be disowned from the community because they lied. She didn't know that a day will come when her best friend will use her past to hunt her for no fault of hers. She became terrified, knowing what is going to happen. Then she quickly agreed to marry Afamefunna. The two women hugged themselves. Later that evening, Chibundu went back to her husband Afamefunna and told Afamefunna that, "I have gotten a wife for you. Her name is Nkoli and she is my friend, and she will bear you as many children as you want." Afamefunna was pleased with the announcement. The day of the marriage came and it was a huge gathering. A lot of people gathered in attendance. There were a lot of eating, jubilation, and everybody was happy. But deep within Chibundu, she was not happy because now she no longer has her husband to herself but have to share it. But that is what happens when you decide that you want to bring in polygamy into your home. But Afamefunna did not treat Chibundu less. He still loved her regardlessly. After 3 months, Chibundu found out that she was pregnant. She was so happy about it, and the baby grew, and the baby in her womb grew so well. Then her true character started surfacing. She started maltreating Nkoli because she now have a child. She devised a plan to send Nkoli back home because she was not pregnant. Unknowing to her, Nkoli was also expecting a child, and they both gave birth on the same day, with hours apart. It was a huge celebration in the village, and a better celebration for Afamefunna, who was now a father of 2 boys, which made him to be proud. He exclaimed to the villagers and anybody who could hear him, "Now I am a father. I now have heirs to carry my children. I now have children that will take over my name, my legacy, my lands, my houses, my cattle, my slaves, my everything when I leave this earth." But Chibundu still yet was not happy with the fact that Nkoli gave birth for her husband also. She started maltreating Nkoli, started treating Nkoli in a radical way, but Nkoli still showed Chibundu love despite the fact that Chibundu did not treat her well. She went, brought food, cooked for Nkoli, and a day came, Chibundu fell sick. It was Nkoli that nursed her baby. In fact, she was carrying the 2 children as if it were her own. She treated them very well. She bathed them, took care of them. Afamefunna saw all this. Chibundu also saw the way Nkoli treated her baby, despite the fact that she did not treat Nkoli very well. After some weeks, Chibundu got herself. She became sorry for whatever pains and affliction she caused Nkoli. She called Nkoli one day to her hut and told her that, "Nkoli, why were you so good to me despite the evil I have shown you? Despite the fact that I treated you in a wrong way, despite the fact that I forced you to marry my husband, knowing fully well that you had somebody that you wanted to marry." And Nkoli smiled and said, "I see you as my sister. I know that you did not have a choice, and that was why you chose me. And I cannot pay evil with evil, despite the fact that you treated me wrongly. But I am going to show you love, because I know that at the end of the day, it is love that wins." Both women were so joyous because they forgave themselves and they lived happily ever after. Afamefunna was so happy to see his 2 wives living in harmony, and that was how they continued to live in peace and harmony. The end of my story. Please do not forget to subscribe, like,